would I describe Farhiya? I would definitely say she is just a bundle of energy, joy, delight.
An absolute treasure of a person. She's radiates positivity and joy and everything good in the world.
Very kind, very intentional. She's very caring in the sense of like community and community cohesion.
She's a community connector. She really understands what it is that Central Minnesota and St. Cloud is striving to do, to be a connected and amazing place to live, work, and play.
Farhiya is actually a refugee. So she came to America when she was young and ended up in St. Cloud with family. She went to Tech High School, you know, navigating all those foundational years as a refugee.
My journey has been long. We were in a refugee camp in Uganda. We actually enlisted in the refugee camp in 1991 and didn't leave that refugee camp until 2001. We were one of the lucky fews. I'm sure you guys are aware there's one in millions that get resettled, and we were one of the lucky ones that were resettled in America.
And then we came to actually Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We were there for like about 2-3 months. My mom didn't like the environment and didn't really want us to live over there. And there just was not a community. There wasn't a Somali community, there wasn't a Muslim community. And a lot of our family members were in Minnesota, actually, Marshall, Minnesota.
My older siblings and my mom worked at low-skill jobs, which is most of the time refugees work there. And one of the major companies that employed a lot of refugees closed down. And then we had to then look for other jobs, and then we were told to come to St. Cloud, and that's how we ended up in St. Cloud.
I first met Farhiya when she had opened up her coffee shop over on the east side of St. Cloud with some of her sisters and got to know her there. And she ended up being a community advocate. She worked for the county and child protection services. And then I worked with her when I was at United Way of Central Minnesota in a variety of ways in connecting families to early childhood experiences, early childhood literacy opportunities, and helping families understand the importance of early childhood literacy.
So once I got my bachelor's in social work, I got to move back to Somalia for a year as a social worker there, training social workers in Somalia, which was the best experience of my life. And you know, with that experience, I learned how much of an opportunity I have as a Somali American, and how much, you know, how much I have.
Now she's working in the field of autism and providing centers for that.
There's 1 in 16 children that are getting diagnosed with autism in the Somali community, whereas the general population is 1 in 30, 31 I think, or 32. So then in me pursuing my clinical license, I was like, you know, this would be a really good connection, a really good mashup between what I'm trying to pursue and the need that's in the community. And I know locally there's months and months of waiting lists for EIDVI or ABA clinics for children. And I just saw that there was a need there, and I wanted to fill that need.
I think when you meet Farhiya and when you work with Farhiya, you can tell that she cares. She's passionate. Clients can feel that. She wants to learn, but she also wants to teach staff.
She's just very much, let me look at the problem and then let's come up with a solution instead of freaking out. And just in general, her way of looking at a problem and how to solve it. And also working with others to get that shared outcome.
Social trust is I feel like a lot of responsibility. Obviously, to me, means that you are building cohesiveness within the community, and you're a leader, and you're building bridges between different communities, where there's different service providers. And for me, like, that's a heavy thing to carry.
She really acts as a bridge to different communities that have come into the St. Cloud area in the past 30 years, and her knowing the culture that she has immigrated from in Somalia, and being East African, to be able to share her wisdom with that culture, with, you know, our current culture here in St. Cloud, has been invaluable to us, and being able to live in both worlds and understand and honor and recognize both worlds is a true gift that she has.
She's very family oriented. Her mom runs a business in the community. Her sisters are opening a treatment center. So her whole family is just rooted here, and they also, as a whole, want to be part of the community and find ways to be business owners and contributors, and I think that's important to her as well.
She's done amazing things in the community in her own life. She's chosen to be positive and not to be wrapped up in everything that happens in the news, in St. Cloud and everything. I think she is a great example of what St. Cloud could be.
I think a lot of reasons she's deserving of the Social Trust Award, but finding people who are willing to do things that are hard and speak up about issues when it isn't popular, I think that's an admirable quality.
I think we're all really trying to have that same end goal of creating a better central Minnesota, and she's been able to propel that through her work, her passion, and her ambition.
One of the things I do all the time is when I'm like making prayers to God, I ask him to like make my intentions pure in the things I do. And for me to be recognized for the things I do is something I didn't really imagine, and I'm so honored to be recognized.
Congratulations, Farhiya. You are definitely deserving of the Central Minnesota Community Foundation Social Trust Award. I couldn't think of a better person to receive this opportunity.
Everything that you've done has showed me who I needed to be, so I'm so proud of you, and I hope everything you want in life becomes true and more.
Congratulations, Farhiya, on the Social Trust Award. I can't think of anybody on this planet that is more deserving of this than you. As a social worker, as a mom, as a human, I am lucky to have you and to know you.